Hello, Bluebirds, especially our seniors. This video is really meant to explain what's going to happen and where we are with graduation. So I want to start with just filling you in on some of the whys behind where we are and what's taken so long and whatnot. So the biggest obstacle that we have faced is obviously that as an entire class, we cannot gather together. The orders that we have from the governor, from the CDC, health department, et cetera, it just would not allow for us all to gather together for a graduation. And yet there's a lot of things we really hope and wish we could do despite those restrictions. As we talked about what is most important for graduation, we came down to just a few things that we wanted to make sure that we could do in some way, shape, or form. So the first was the name, walk, and receive moment that happens with graduation, but not just that we could capture that in a video, but also wanting the students to be able to see their peers. We wanted them to be able to do that in with an audience and not just in isolation. The next is the recognition and being able to recognize each and every one of our graduates. And then the speeches. While many people think back and don't really remember the details of each of the speeches that were given at graduation, the speeches are important because it gives us closure. It allows us to talk about and to share the memories that we've had and to close a portion of our life as we prepare for the next. And finally, there's always something special about a graduation ceremony, and each class has something just a little bit different. Even though the ceremony logistics might be very similar, there's always something that's a little bit special about it because of the personality of the group that is graduating. And so we wanted to find ways to honor those. So next is, how do we do that? How do we honor and perform a graduation ceremony that is contrary to every social distancing and gathering parameter and restriction that we have? Well, we've put together a plan, and the plan we actually have had for more than 2 weeks now, but it's had to go through multiple checks and approvals, the governor's guidelines, the Kentucky Department of Education guidelines, the local health department guidelines. All of these have been considered as well as our local entities. We have a plan, and I want to share what that is. It will not be the traditional Highlands graduation that has occurred for so many years, but it will be different this year. And yet, at the same time, I feel that we have a plan that will really honor our seniors in a very special and unique way, given where we are. I'm going to break it down into a couple of different parts here. So the first is on May 27th at 7 p.m., we will have a broadcast that will include all the normal graduation pieces. It'll include the speeches, it'll include the recognition of the seniors, and it will be very much a traditional graduation. Now, prior to that, we're going to have a filming session, so to speak, on May 23rd. Perhaps you've seen some of these ideas on Facebook, and the whole idea is to allow the students that opportunity for the name reading, the walk, and the receiving of the diploma. So we want to make that special, but we didn't want to do that in isolation. What we have arranged is that 2 advisories at a time, 30 to 40 students, will arrive each in individual cars at the launch parking lot at 20 grand. Each car will have an assigned parking space. This allows us to not have a lineup or buildup of cars, but each car can come in as they arrive and park in their assigned spot. Then we'll begin the filming session. We'll explain the details of it to everybody at that time using FM broadcasting. Students and 2 of their supporters, whether those are parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, friends, the student and 2 other people at individual times will be able to make their way to our stage, have their name read, cross the stage, and receive their diploma. The supporters, again, whether those are parents or others, will have a front row seat for this. We'll have a viewing area right up in front for the parents to see that, take pictures, etc. This will perhaps be the best view that our parents have ever had for a graduation. The nice part is with 30 or 40 others, our hope is that students will be able to see some of their friends, their peers, but for sure they'll see their classmates graduate just like they are. We'll then take that video and we'll include that on our broadcast on the 27th so that everybody can see all the graduates As you think about that, sitting at home, watching a broadcast of other people giving speeches, we wanted to make sure that that was a special night as well, and it wasn't just watching a video. And so on the 27th, there will be live elements as well as recorded elements. The live elements will be somewhat of a surprise. We want seniors to be with their families, with those who are closest to them, in their homes, watching the broadcast, and yet all together as they watch across town. We hope that you do text one another and share memories with one another. And we'll also have some ways that we can interact during that broadcast. We recognize that this is not the graduation that you might have thought of 4 years ago as you entered high school. It's not the graduation that you thought was going to happen in January. This will be a great opportunity for us to get together to create a graduation that will be unique from all other graduations that have taken place at Highlands High School. Some next steps. In the coming days, you will receive either notification or information about the delivery of your cap and gown. At the same time, you'll receive your parking pass for that day. This might take a few days, and it's going to take a couple days to get it out to everybody, but we'll make sure here in the coming days that you have that. Then there are going to be a few events. So let me go over the calendar a little bit. The last day of school is May 21st. Please have all your work done so that we can get the grades ready and make sure that everybody graduates. Next, May 23rd will be the walking the stage at launch. You'll have specific times and details as to when you need to be there. On May 24th, that's Sunday night, we will have the broadcast of the awards ceremony. That will share all the awards and scholarships that the seniors have earned. Then on the 26th will be MacBook drop-off and swag bag pickup. Now maybe swag bag is an old term that we think is cool, but we'll have a bag with some memorabilia for the class of 2020. And then finally on the 27th at 7 p.m. will be the graduation broadcast. We're excited for all the things that you have done and will be doing. Please keep in touch these last few weeks and make sure that we're accomplishing all the things that need to be done as we prepare for the end of the school year. Thank you for the hard work and diligence that you've shown during this time, and we look forward to celebrating in the coming days and weeks. Thank you.